Hi, good evening to you both. Yes, this federal indictment says that the 6 alleged gang members are associated with at least 2 murders and 10 attempted murders happening here in the city of New Haven since June of 2018. And now police are hoping that these arrests will lessen the number of shootings they have been seeing here in the city in recent years. They're also hoping, however, it sends a strong message to stop the violence.
I and my law enforcement partners behind me would rather not be here today.
Federal, state, and local law enforcement officials standing together, announcing a grand jury indictment which could lock up at least 6 alleged members of a gang known as Exit 8, taking over the area right off I-91 since at least 2010.
Gun violence will not be tolerated.
The 6 people listed in the indictment, all ranging in age from 19 to 24 years old. Police say younger members also call themselves Honcho, named after one of their own who was shot and killed by a rival gang on Quinnipiac Ave in 2020.
And then they carried that torch, unfortunately the torch of violence, to retaliate against their members.
The men are facing racketeering charges, including drug trafficking, murder, attempted murder, and more.
We know that in New Haven and in other cities in Connecticut, a very small number of young men involved in gang activity are responsible for a large percentage of the shootings and other violence that occur there.
Chief Carl Jacobson says this group is one of the most dangerous in the area, fighting with several different rival gangs, and much of it, he says, has to do with drugs.
Some people may not realize, but drug traffickers and violent street gangs work collaboratively.
Police have had their eye on Exit 8, even connecting with them through a program called Project Longevity, where they reached out to different members, encouraging them to choose a different path. Since they didn't, the chief says this is the result.
It's kind of a message, right? Like, there's a potential for some of these guys to go to jail for 40 years. So the message is don't pick up the guns.
Now, 4 of the people listed in the indictment could face at least 20 years in prison, but they've also been charged with other things that could add to that prison sentence. The other 2 have been charged with murder, and they're facing a maximum of 60 years in prison. Now, one of those people, Chief Carl Jacobson says he knows very well and tried to interfere or intercept with his life for several times over the last decade. We'll hear more about that coming up at 6 o'clock. For now, we're live here in New Haven tonight. Julia LeBlanc, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.